Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Elite Academy. So first of all, few things I want to talk about is that yes, we know that few things are going on in the country. Few of my students have messaged that they have given this exam of Bihar PCS and they were scoring well, but the exam has got cancelled. But what can we do? Definitely it's very depressing, demotivating, and it drains our energy. We would have given time, we would have traveled to the state of Bihar and we would have appeared for the exam. So much of things would have been involved. Our studies, we invested in our studies. Our exam, which is approaching near in June, that was at stake. We kept a lot of things, year, families, emotions, so many things will be at stake. But still, the officials, sometimes the paper will get leaked or they will be corrupt, so they are not bothered about things how these things will impact the aspirants. Okay, so I understand that it is all dark and gloomy, but let me ask one thing from all of you, that how it is going to help if we are worried, and how it is going to help if we are like leaving everything and we are depressed. So the idea is that okay, the things which are not in our control, we should not worry at all. Yes, the country is in the hands of such people that we cannot do anything. Okay, so whatever we can do, we should worry about that. Okay, study very well, join the system, try your best to bring the change and give your best. So that is what we can do. So let's not worry about whatever is happening or how it has impacted you. Let's be hopeful. You must have watched my video on 6 steps for positivity, 6 steps to stay positive, to maintain the positivity. So please go through it and reiterate those steps. It will help you. Okay, coming back to the question which we have taken today, it is about which one of the following land surface has highest albedo. So it is about asking about albedo. Albedo, we know, is the portion of solar energy which is reflected from the surface, Earth's surface, back into the space. And this concept is very important whenever we read about climatology, environmental management, astronomy. Yes, environmental management. Nowadays, Nordic countries, in order to maintain to put a check on climate change or to reduce the incoming solar radiation, there in the valleys they are putting big glasses so that the glasses will reflect back the sunlight. In tropical countries, people are painting the houses from white color so that the white color will not absorb the sunlight, it will reflect. So the albedo of white color is very high. Black color absorbs, इसीलिए कहते हैं कि गर्मियों में काले कपड़े पहन के नहीं बाहर जाना चाहिए, because it will absorb and your body will become और ज़्यादा गर्मी लगेगी, right? So that is the idea. So I have through this image we will try to understand, and this also becomes very important when we read about heat budget in geography. Okay, so let's understand. So our incoming solar radiations, they will come to the earth, and if any body is there which is absorbing it, then the 0% of light will be reflected back. So the albedo will be closer to 0. But if it is reflecting back 100%, then it is allocated as 1 unit. 0.5%, 0.5 unit means 50% of light has been absorbed and 50% has been reflected. So for reference, we have kept 3 things: asphalt, grass and white paint. Asphalt's albedo is 0.10, means it is almost absorbing all the lights and it is reflecting back only 0.10, reflecting back only 10%. So that is your 0.10 albedo. Grass, we know that grass requires sunlight for photosynthesis, so that's why they will absorb sunlight, so their albedo is 0.25. But at the same time, when we compare the albedo of grass or asphalt with white paint, the albedo of white paint is 0.80, means they are reflecting back most of the light. Okay, so this is for your understanding that how color, or on the basis of the surface or the color, the albedo will be decided. Let's understand it with the help of other image. So water, for your reference, let's say on a scale of 0 to 100, we have percentage of albedo we have kept. So water will absorb, we know the water anomaly. So let's say oceans are there, lakes are there, rivers are there, so they will absorb. So they will be somewhere closer to 0. So means they are absorbing the sunlight. So the albedo is less. They are not reflecting back. Forests, they also need sunlight for photosynthesis. So the albedo, the reflecting back of the sunlight back to the space will be less. So it is less than 20. Sand, in comparison to water and forest, sand's albedo, like deserts, their albedo will be higher. Okay, and but somewhere between 20 to 40, like 30%, you can say 30% of reflectivity. But on the other hand, on the other extreme scale of the albedo, if we analyze old snow and fresh snow, if you analyze, fresh snow has highest percentage of reflectivity, means highest albedo. Cloud is less than fresh snow and more than old snow or ice. Okay, so this gives you a picture about the various earth surfaces and their albedo values. So keeping things cool, albedo effect. So albedo effect, we know that okay, it reflects back the sunlight. So now let's understand it with the help of other elements. So cloud is there. So here we have cloud. So white cloud, the reflectivity is 50 to 90%. On the other hand, we have fresh snow. It is 85 to 95%. So if you compare cloud and fresh snow or ice, then ice or snow covered mountains will be reflecting back more sunlight. So the albedo will be more. Now we have soil exposed ground. So 5 to 30%. So you can say rocks, or that is exposed ground, rocks, mountain hills, slope, the soils, their albedo will be somewhere, reflectivity will be somewhere between 5 to 30%. Okay, whatever sunlight they are getting, 5 to 30% will be reflected back, in between 5% to 30%. Forest, in between 5 to 20%. Sands, we have already discussed, somewhere between 20 to 40%. And oceans, they have minimal, that is they are absorbing. So the oceans, they act as heat sink, they absorb nearly all of the sunlight, and they hardly reflect 1/10 of the sunlight which they are getting. Okay, so this is the clear referral. We have our comparison with clouds, snow, exposed ground, soils, forests, sand, oceans. Now read the question again. Okay, before we read the question again, here you can have another reference. If water is covered with snow and ice, it will reflect 90% of the water, and only 10% of the sunlight will be absorbed. 90% of the sunlight will be reflected back. But on the other hand, if we have water without snow and ice, 94% of the sunlight will be absorbed. That's what we discussed. It acts as a heat sink, and 6% will be reflected. Okay. Now let's read the question again. So the answer is, which one of the following land surface has highest albedo? The answer is snow covered mountain. Barren rocky Piedmont surface, we know that the foothills of the mountain, the barren rocky Piedmont surface, it will have somewhere between 5 to 30%. Sandy desert will be somewhere between 20 to 40% reflectivity. Mangrove forest will have the elements of water, and soil will be there, then trees will be there. So the albedo will be further very less. So the answer is a snow covered mountain. Now you must be wondering that why we are discussing this question in detail, and that too it's a very simple question. But in exam, when options will be given like this, and if we don't have the conceptual clarity, then we will stuck. And let me show you another question through which you will understand that why these information are very important. And especially this question was asked by UPSC in the recent exam in April in CDS exam. Let's have a look at a question which was asked by UPSC last year in CSC Prelims, Civil Services Examination Prelims. So we have this question which was asked by UPSC. The question is, with reference to the water on planet Earth, consider the following statements. It is asking us to understand or compare the water which is available on the planet Earth. So the amount of water in the rivers and lakes is more than the amount of groundwater. This is one statement. Second is, the amount of water in polar ice caps and glacier is more than the amount of groundwater. So groundwater is a referral, and in comparison to that, we have to compare river and lakes water, and we have to compare polar ice caps and glaciers. So let's understand it. So here we have the distribution of Earth's water. So let's say total water is there. Out of that, 96.5%, close somewhere 97, you can say approx, is there in oceans. Okay, other saline water, that is 0.9%. Only fresh water which is available is 2.5%, and out of that 2.5%, glaciers, ice caps, they occupy 68 or 69% of the fresh water is tapped under glaciers and ice caps. Groundwater is occupying 30% of the fresh water. The 30% of the fresh water is being stored as groundwater, and hardly 1.2% is there in oceans, surface and fresh water, not oceans. Okay, and now further if we go and see the division of surface and other freshwater distribution, then ground ice and permafrost 69%, lakes 20.9, soil moisture is 3.8, swamps, marshes, there are so many categories, but don't remember it. Rivers, you just focus on river, that is 0.49, and atmosphere also contains the distribution from there only, that is 3%. Okay, now you must be wondering that how to remember this and why UPSC is asking this. This was asked in CSC prelims itself, but this question was directly from class 7th NCERT, and in class 7th NCERT the distribution has been given like this: ocean 97.3, ice caps 2%, groundwater 0.68, freshwater lake further less 0.009, inland seas and salt water, inland seas 0.009, atmosphere 0.0019, okay, and rivers 0.0001. So that is the distribution of freshwater and total 100%. Okay, even if this is not clear, NCERT has given one activity to do. So they have given this activity: consider this triangle. So here the information has been given that whatever water is available, take 2 liters of water, and out of that take out 12 spoons of water. So out of those 12 spoons, 9 spoon is water will represent ice cap, 2 spoon will represent groundwater, half spoon will represent freshwater lakes, and only 1 drop, my god, please have a look, only 1 drop will represent rivers. Now read the question again. So my dear friends, if we are reading the NCERTs properly, so this is directly from one of the activity. Even if you don't know the exact data, and if you have observed this activity section, you can attempt this. So now read the question again. Amount of water in rivers and lakes. So the activity is saying amount of river water in river is 1 drop, and lake it is half a spoon. So half a spoon plus 1 drop. Is it not less than the groundwater, because groundwater is 2 spoons? So the first statement is wrong. Then second statement is saying amount of water in polar ice caps and glaciers is more than groundwater, because yes, it is 9 spoon according to the activity. So second statement is right, it is more than the amount of groundwater. Okay. So the idea of discussing these small information in detail is that don't ignore your revision. It is in order to reiterate that revision is very important. The things which are there in front of our eyes, they play a very important role, and we have to revise them again and again. And don't take any question like, okay, this UPSC cannot ask. So albedo is equally important because water has been asked. Okay, so revise very well and don't run after the materials. Revise very well whatever you have read, NCERT's static books and your question paper. Okay, so do very well, revise very well, don't ignore CSAT as well and current affairs. So hope you are doing well on those on those aspects. Okay, so take care guys, we'll meet another video tomorrow, and till then study very well, take care and bye bye.